Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about synchronous 3-bit counter. So as this is a synchronous counter, so all the flip-flops used in this counter are connected to the same clock pulse, and as this is 3-bit counter, so this is 3 bits counter. That means it can count 2 to the power 3, that is 8 binary state. 8 binary state. We know that, and for that reason this is known as mod 8 counter, and 8 binary means it can count from 0 to 7. Okay, so 0 to 7 means the first starting binary of 0 is 0 0 0 and 7 is 1 1 1. So as 3 bits are required, so that's why it is 3-bit counter. Okay, so here 3-bit means how many flip-flops we require? We require 3 flip-flop. Okay, so as we use the toggle condition in a counter, so we are going to use JK flip-flop. So here we need 3 JK flip-flop. Let us draw it first. So here this is our 4 JK flip-flop, and all the same clock pulse, that is same clock pulse are connected to each flip-flop. This is our clock pulse. Okay, and as we use the toggle condition of JK flip-flop, so every flip-flop should activate during the input of every flip-flop should be 1, or it will get our toggle state when both the inputs are 1. So the first flip-flop of this counter, input of first flip-flop of this counter is from outside world, and the others input, that is second flip-flop J0 K0 gets its input from outside. J1 K1 gets its input from the output of previous flip-flop. Clear? J2 K2 gets its input. Here is some trick. It gets its input from the AND operation of Q0. Here it is Q0, and here it is Q1. Okay, so the AND operation of Q0 and Q1 fed as the input in the next flip-flop, that is J2 K2. In 2-bit counter, we have seen that these 2 flip-flops were used. So first input of first flip-flop fed from outside world, and the input of second flip-flop fed from the output of previous flip-flop. But as this is 3 flip-flops are used in 3-bit counter, so the first flip-flop gets, as usual, its input from outside world. So we can say, and this input must be high because we want only the input 1 1. Okay, to get toggle condition. So logic 1 is fed as an input. The second flip-flop gets its input from its previous flip-flop's output, and the third flip-flop gets its input from the AND operation of the output of previous 2 flip-flop. That means third flip-flop will not get its input directly from its previous flip-flop. So this flip-flop, again I am telling you, this flip-flop gets its input from the AND operation of the output of previous flip-flop. Okay, so this is the different construction from 2-bit flip-flop. And for output purpose, we get this is for Q0 output, this is for Q1 output, and from Q3 we get this output, Q3. Q2 output, Q1 output, Q0 output. We know that the for counter first flip-flop used for LSB, so we get LSB from first flip-flop and MSB from last flip-flop by taking the others between flip-flop the corresponding value. Okay, so this is our general construction. Now here we can see the logic, how to gets every flip-flop its input and how it gets generates output. Okay, so for input purpose, first we are consider for input. Input means for J0 and K0 will be high. J0 K0 will be high means this is first flip-flop, so it will high every clock pulse because only high input is fed into this flip-flop. So J0 K0 will be high, that is J0 equals to K0 equals to 1 at every clock pulse. This is first point. Okay, our second point, input of J1 and K1. Sorry, here both the gates have the same input value. So input of J1 and K1 is from Q0. Okay, J1 K1 gets his input from Q0. What is Q0? Previous flip-flop output. Okay, and third point is input of J2 and K2. So input of J2 and K2 is from, and you can see input of J2 K2 and operation of Q0 and Q1 and operation of Q0 and Q1. So this will be our input for every flip-flop. Now for output. Output is very important because by checking this output we can generate our truth table for this counter. So for output, three conditions are there. Q0, as Q0 gets activated every clock pulse and it gets value from outside world, so Q0 toggles every time. So for output purpose, Q0 toggles each clock pulse. First point. Second, Q1. So Q1 means it gets its output when both J1 and Q1 are 1. When J1 and Q1 1, when Q0 1. So we can write Q0 toggles when Q1 toggles when Q0 equals to 1 in previous clock pulse. Because if it is changes in previously one, then this input will fade as, this output will fade as input in the next clock pulse. So that's why Q0 toggles when Q1 toggles when Q0 equals to 1 in previous clock pulse. And third is our third output Q2 toggles when, you can see, when Q2 gets toggles when J2 and K2 both are 1, when we get 1 in this input, as this gets J2 and K2 gets its input from AND operation of Q0 and Q1. Okay, that means Q0 and Q1. So as for AND operation, only we get 1 when both the in value of Q0 and Q1 are 1, then only AND gate output is 1. We know that for AND gate operation, if both its input is 1, then only output is 1. So we can say that Q2 toggles when Q0 equals to Q1 equals to 1 in previous clock pulse. So all time we get its next output value. In order to get next output value, we have to check previous value of Q0. In order to get Q2, we have to check previous values of AND operation of Q0 and Q1. Okay, this is our main condition. Now let us create the truth table of counter to see whether it will generate the output of 0 to 7 or not. So here our clock pulse. So when initially clock is 0, all the input states will be in set condition, that is 0. Q is written in the right hand side because Q0 stores the LSB. So LSB must be in the right hand side. That's why Q0 is written right hand side, and Q2 is store MSB. So Q2 store in the left hand side, and between there all the flip-flops in their corresponding order. Okay. Now for the first clock pulse, when clock is 1, we know Q0 toggles each clock pulse. So Q0 will be 1. Its previous value is 0, but now it is 1. Q1 toggles when Q0 is 1. So Q1 is 0, and now during the next state, in order to change Q1, we have to check previous values of Q0. So you can see previous values of Q0 is 0. So Q1 will not change, it store its previous state. Q2 toggles when both values of Q0 and Q1 is 1. So for Q2 value, previous values of Q0 and Q1 both are 0. So again it will not toggle. Okay. In our next state, Q0 toggles, because Q0 toggles each clock pulse, that means it will 0. Q1 toggles when Q0 1. For Q1, you can see here Q0 is 1 in previous state. So Q1 toggles means its previous value is 0. Now it will be 1. And for Q2, we have to check, in order to toggle Q2, the value of Q0 and Q1 must be 1. But it is not 1 because only Q0 is 1, Q1 is not 1. So it will not toggle. For the next clock pulse, Q0 toggles, that means it will changes into 1. For Q1 value, Q0 must be 1, but it is 0, so it will not toggle. For Q2 value, Q0 and Q1 both have to be 1, but as both is not 1, so it will not toggle. In our next clock pulse, Q0 is toggle. Q1, as Q0 is 1, Q1 is toggle. All time you have to see this. We changes this toggle through this condition. Q1 is 1. So as Q1 is 1 and Q0 is 1 in previous value. So Q1 toggle means now it is 1. So it toggles into 0. And for Q2, here you can see both the values of Q0 and Q1 both are 1. So for that reason it will toggle. Toggle means it was 0, now it will be 1. For fifth value, very easy. Q0 is 1, toggles For Q1 value, we have to check previous values of Q0. As Q0 is 0, it will not change, that is, it is 0. For Q2 value, we have to check both the values of Q0 and Q1. You can see both are 0, not 1, so it will store its previous state. For the next state, Q0 will change toggle. For Q1, Q2, Q0 is 1 in previous state, so it will again toggle. For Q2 value, Q0 and Q1 both are not 1, so it will not change. For next clock pulse, Q0 is toggle, that is 1. Q1, previous values of Q0 0, so it will not change. For Q2, previous both the values are not 1, Q0 and Q1, so it will again not change. Okay, and again for next clock pulse, Q0 is 0, toggle. For Q1, you can see Q0 is 0, so it will change 0. For Q2 value, both the values of Q0 and Q1 are 1, so it will again changes into 0. You can see again it comes back to its first state. Okay, so you can see that up to state 7, we get all the corresponding binary counting value of the binary number 0 to 7. That means 0 to 7 means this is our 8 state. 0 to 7. Okay, and after 8 state, it will again go back to its first state. So how many clock pulse you applied in this flip count? After 8 state, it will again changes into its first state. That means it will again start to recount from first state after 7 state. So if there if you applied suppose 30 state, 30 clock pulse. Okay, if you applied 30 clock pulse, so 8 state means you 3 times it will repeat, because 3 into 8 24, that is 24 counting. 3 8 is the state. Okay, so 3 times full counting will be there. It will count from 0 to 7 3 times, and after that it counts only 6 extra state. Okay, so completely it can count 3 state if 30 clock is applied. It will count fully 3 state. But if there will be 32 clock pulse, it will count 4. If there is 32 clock pulse applied in the counter, then it can count 4 times completely all the 8 state. Okay, this is what about our 3 bits synchronous counter, and as this counts 8 clock pulse, so it is known as mod 8 counter. Okay, this is all about what is our synchronous 3-bit counter.